Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Wednesday, May 28, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The Guyana Elections Commission is setting the record straight. The commission says that President Irfan Ali named September 1st as the date for elections based on advice from the full commission. Canadian investigator finds no evidence of foul play in the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, police say. Guyana has opened its arms to India and Indian nationals to support the country's massive development agenda. More than 50 residents of Maradona Region 1 are now landowners after receiving residential house lots from the Ministry of Housing and Water yesterday. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is rejecting claims that President Irfan Ali named September 1st, 2025 as the date for general and regional elections based only on advice from the chairperson. In a statement, GECOM called the claims made by the opposition-nominated commissioners misleading and outlined what really happened. According to GECOM, on May 23rd, President Ali contacted Chairperson Claudette Singh to ask whether elections could be held within 3 months. She then consulted the Chief Election Officer, who said he had already prepared a draft plan in case early elections were needed. That plan showed elections could happen as early as August 25th. GECOM explained that this was just a preliminary draft, not a final approved plan for the coming elections. It was created to explore the earliest possible election date, not to guide the actual election process. Based on that information, and under Article 61 of the Constitution, which requires elections within 3 months after Parliament is dissolved, the chairperson advised the President. GECOM says that advice was based on careful consultation, not a one-sided decision. Yesterday, opposition commissioners at GECOM accused Chairperson Claudette Singh of acting alone in signaling readiness for September 1st elections. They said the date was not finalized by the Commission, with September 22nd still under consideration. The commissioners claimed they only saw the latest work plan recently and were unaware of the set date before President Ali's announcement on May 26th. On the other hand, government-nominated Commissioner Says Gunraj told reporters the president's election date is within the constitutional time frame. While he noted that he won't speak for the chairperson, Gunraj said setting the date is the president's prerogative. He emphasized that 90 days is sufficient to meet all legal election requirements. The Canadian investigator has found no evidence of foul play in the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. The Guyana Police Force says retired Royal Canadian Mounted Police Staff Sergeant Leonard McCaution reviewed the case and concluded there was no evidence of foul play by any person named or unnamed. The announcement came on Tuesday, one day after Adriana's body was transported to the U.S. for a second autopsy at the request of her parents. McCaution, a respected homicide investigator with years of experience in suspicious death cases, was called in to assist with the high-profile probe. According to the police, McCaution's findings support the results of the official post-mortem report received, which ruled Adriana's cause of death as drowning. 3 internationally recognized pathologists had examined the body last month. Their report found no signs of trauma, no injuries, and no evidence of sexual assault or restraint. Toxicology tests detected ethanol levels consistent with normal post-mortem decomposition. The pathologists noted changes in the skin and airway that matched prolonged submersion. They concluded Adriana likely sank to the bottom of the hotel pool and later resurfaced due to natural decomposition processes in the tropical climate. Detectives are now preparing the case file for review by the Director of Public Prosecutions. Adriana Young's body was discovered on April 24, 2025, in the pool of the Doubleday International Hotel. Earlier searches of the pool had not located her body at the time she was reported missing, a day before. Local private sector groups have announced plans to observe Guyana's general and regional elections set for September 1st, 2025. They're calling for free, fair, and peaceful elections. The Private Sector Commission, PSC, says it will send an independent electoral observer mission once accredited by the Guyana Elections Commission. The mission will include impartial experts from across the private sector to observe the process before, during, and after polling day. The PSC says it remains nonpartisan and is committed to civic responsibility and peace during the election period. Meanwhile, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry is also applying for accreditation to serve as an official observer. The chamber urged all political parties to follow the elections code of conduct and respect democratic principles. The GCCI also called on the Elections Commission to appoint credible polling day officials and ensure timely release of results. Region 3 Private Sector Incorporated echoed those calls, urging political leaders, civil society, and voters to take part in elections with unity and responsibility. It said a peaceful and transparent vote is key to national progress. Ignite News will be right back after these messages.
We are for the brave, for tenacity. Here's to the up and at 'em types. We're for the crafters, the drafters, and the ones who clean up after. Here's to the dream makers and the risk takers, because we know what it takes. From mobility to high-speed internet to technology that makes it easy for your business. We're for brave, we're for business, and we're in this together. Bravo.
Welcome back to Ignite News. Leader of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, Aubrey Norton, says he's not concerned by the departure of Region 4 Chairman Daniel Siram, who recently endorsed President Irfan Ali and Vice President Bar Jagdeo for a second term. Speaking with Ignite News, Norton said Siram has not played an active role in the PNCR for more than 2 years and described his exit as a blessing in disguise.
But Mr. Siram is not an executive member. Mr. Siram was fortunate that President Granger decided he was going to make him chairman of the region, and I think he has mishandled the region. I don't think he has shown any commitment to the PNC over the years, and so it might be a blessing in disguise that he goes.
The opposition leader said that his party will once again win Region 4 in the upcoming elections and will put in place people who are committed to serving citizens. He said that Siram has not been involved in the party's affairs and has operated as if he's an appendage of the People's Progressive Party for more than 2 years now.
You know, political parties make mistakes, and one of the mistakes I find in our party, which we will rectify, when you get government people to gravitate towards you, and then you find out later that it has nothing to do with commitment and service to the people. And so that's an error we will correct moving forward.
Siram stated Tuesday that after fruitful discussions and careful considerations on matters of national and regional development, he has decided to back the PPP leadership. His endorsement comes just days after September 1st was announced as the official date for general and regional elections. Guyana has opened its arms to India and Indian nationals to support the country's massive development agenda, which spans from infrastructural development to healthcare. Indian parliamentarian Dr. Shashi Tharoor made this announcement following a productive engagement with Vice President Dr. Bar Jagdeo earlier this week.
Tremendous expansion taking place. Guyana, as you know, has discovered a lot of oil and gas, and with that there's tremendous infrastructural changes happening, everything from highway construction to reforming the banking sector, telecoms, all sorts of areas. And there was a very clear signal that India would be welcome, and Indians would be welcome to participate in this process. There was even an open invitation for Indians not only to come and participate in projects, but to bring Indian workers who are welcome to stay and work, because they have a small population here, just about 750,000 people. And for them, labor shortages have already begun. It's a very exciting moment in the history of Guyana.
Dr. Tharoor was part of a cross-party Indian delegation in Guyana as part of Operation Sindoor, a diplomatic initiative aimed at strengthening global partnerships and countering terrorism narratives. During their visit, the Indian delegation met with President Dr. Irfan Ali, attended Guyana's independence celebrations, visited the Indian Monument Gardens and the Mahatma Gandhi Monument in the prominent gardens in the capital, and engaged with the local media. Operation Sindoor involves 7 multi-party delegations comprising 59 members traveling to 32 countries. The initiative forms part of India's global diplomatic outreach to build stronger alliances on key international issues, including climate resilience, development, and counter-terrorism. In more election news, Liberty and Justice Party leader Lennox Schumann has endorsed the People's Progressive Party Civic for another term in office. Schumann, a former Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly and a pilot by profession, says he's impressed by the achievements of the Irfan Ali-led administration.
My brothers and sisters, it is a great gift to be living in this day and age where we can bear witness to the visionary, dynamic, and innovative leadership in contemporary Guyana of President Dr. Irfan Ali, Vice President Jack Dio, PM Mark Phillips, and the so many others working tirelessly day in and day out to make Guyana the best place for all of us. I have observed a party that cultivates family, togetherness, leadership, and above all, unity. From one people, one nation, one destiny, all encompassed in one Guyana. This is the epitome and rallying call of a uniting leader. It is precisely because of these and the so many other untold stories and long list of achievements that I unreservedly and wholeheartedly announce that I and the Liberty and Justice Party endorse and will be supporting Dr. Irfan Ali and the People's Progressive Party Civic in the upcoming regional and general elections in 2025 in Guyana. We welcome and thank you for your continued support. Let us vote for the party that is right for Guyana, right for our children's futures. Come September 1st, 2025, let us vote for the People's Progressive Party Civic.
A prominent Indigenous leader, Schumann highlighted the government's work in hinterland electrification, including the distribution of over 30,000 solar systems to Indigenous communities. He also praised the return of the Indigenous Land Titling Program, the rehiring of more than 2,000 community support officers, and cash grants for school children. The administration's broader development push includes major infrastructure projects, gold scholarships, and a pledge for free education from nursery to PhD, honoring Article 27 of the Constitution. Schumann also noted Guyana's position as the world's fastest-growing economy for 4 straight years, along with increased investments in agriculture and environmental sustainability through the low-carbon development strategy, which has provided billions in direct support to Indigenous communities. The endorsement comes ahead of general and regional elections, which are scheduled for September 1st. We'll be right back with more Ignite News. Stay with us.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
We're back with Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. Parents in Region 10 are welcoming the Because We Care cash grant as it continues to bring much-needed financial relief to thousands of families. Now in its 3rd week, the $55,000 per child grant is currently being distributed in Region 1, 8, and 10 in both public and private schools. Over $1.68 billion is being disbursed in this round of the program. Letitia Jones, a parent from Linden, said the support comes at a critical time.
So the cash grant that I'm collecting today for my son and my daughter, I will put it to good use. I'm going to make sure they have their uniform in all sorts and whatever meals they would have to walk to school with, because everything else I will provide off of other funding so they can enjoy their school life with Because We Care cash grant.
Meanwhile, another parent also expressed gratitude to the Education Ministry.
I'm very grateful and thankful for this. Make use to return to my children to school, and I'm so grateful and thankful for
In addition, a parent of a student attending the West Watuka Nursery School also expressed gratitude for the cash grant.
Ministry for this cash grant, and I will make use of it for my kid, for my child. So I must say thank you. I'm very grateful.
The Ministry of Education has reiterated its commitment to transparency and efficiency in the distribution process and continues to encourage parents to ensure their children are both enrolled and regularly attending school, as eligibility is tied to attendance. This was emphasized by Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan, who spoke at the launch of the Region 10 initiative at the Watuka Day Primary School yesterday. Since its reintroduction in 2021, the Because We Care Cash Grant has become a cornerstone of Guyana's educational support framework. More than just a monetary transfer, the initiative represents a national pledge to ease the financial burden on families and ensure no child is left behind due to lack of school supplies, uniforms, or basic learning materials. More than 50 residents of Tract A, Mabaruma, Region 1, are now landowners after receiving residential house lots from the Ministry of Housing and Water yesterday. The distribution was part of the ministry's Dream Realize initiative, led by Housing Minister Colin Crowell and Central Housing and Planning Authority Operations Director Denise King-Tudor. The event saw residents expressing gratitude as they received the opportunity to build homes of their own. Lenzel Robinson, a father of one, said he was excited to start building and finally move off his parents' property.
I like happy because you get a chance to own something for yourself, you know. At least like you got children and everything, they could inherit it.
Melrose Pritchard was also elated about receiving her house lot. She said she's looking forward to building her home, which her children can eventually inherit.
Owning my own land, it means that I can actually have my kids looking forward to something in the future. It's not just for me, but to benefit my child or my children in the future. So it means a great lot to me.
Local leaders were also present to witness the handover and support the government's push for improved housing access in hinterland regions. The ministry aims to distribute 50,000 house lots across the country by the end of 2025 as part of its national housing strategy. Residents along the Essequibo Coast and Pomeroon River will soon benefit from world-class health care as the new $6.6 billion Lima Regional Hospital nears completion. Construction is set to wrap up by the end of June, with equipment installation to follow shortly after. The hospital will feature 75 inpatient beds and offer care in multiple specialties, including pediatrics, orthopedics, medical and surgical wards, reducing the need for patients to travel to Georgetown for advanced treatment. Government officials say they are satisfied with the pace of construction, but made it clear that contractors, China CAMC Engineering Co. Limited, and Sinomatch will be held accountable for any delays. The facility is part of a wider national healthcare push. New hospitals are under construction in all 10 regions, and Region 2 Saudi Hospital is also undergoing a $40 million upgrade to improve patient comfort. To support these developments, the government has allocated $143.2 billion this year toward regional and specialized healthcare infrastructure. Officials say these investments are designed to modernize Guyana's health system and bring quality medical care closer to citizens across the country. More Ignite News after these messages. Watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDMA, has signed a new Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, aimed at enhancing the region's hurricane response efforts ahead of the 2025 season. The signing ceremony held today at the Manor Lodge in St. Michael, Barbados, brought together key stakeholders as the Caribbean braces for what forecasters warn will be an above-average hurricane season. The MOU will allow for the rapid deployment of emergency teams with pre-approved financing and logistics support whenever a participating state requests assistance.
SEDEMA continues to strengthen the regional response mechanism, our flagship coordination system that supports participating states when emergencies strike. A critical part of this readiness is ensuring that we have the right partners at the table, those who can help us move quickly, effectively, and efficiently in moments of crisis. I am therefore pleased to announce that SEDIMA has recently completed discussions and will formalize partnerships through Memoranda of Understanding with 3 key entities who are here with us this morning, both online and face-to-face. The UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, Kestrel Shipping, and Sunrise Airways.
CDEMA says the agreement, which runs through March 31st, 2026, represents a major step toward quicker and more efficient disaster response. Executive Director Elizabeth Riley emphasized the agreement's role in enhancing resilience across the region.
They expand the logistical reach of the regional response mechanism and reflect the collective commitment to safeguarding lives and livelihoods across our participating states. We at SEDIMA are confident that with the support of these critical partners, our regional response mechanism is now better equipped to respond swiftly to emergencies and to continue building a more resilient Caribbean.
Riley also warned that, according to early forecasts from Colorado State University, this year's hurricane season is expected to be more active than usual. She urged regional leaders and communities to remain vigilant and prioritize preparedness. Internationally, the Trump administration has ordered U.S. embassies to stop scheduling new student visa appointments as it prepares to expand social media vetting for applicants. A memo from Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the pause will remain until further notice. Students with existing appointments can still proceed. The move comes amid a wider effort to tighten immigration policies and monitor political activity on U.S. campuses. Trump has criticized universities for allowing pro-Palestinian protests and what he describes as rising anti-Semitism. The State Department says new vetting rules will soon require deeper reviews of applicants' social media activity, though details have not been disclosed. Earlier reports, including one from The Guardian in March, highlighted previous enhancements to student social media screening, linking them to growing federal concern over campus demonstrations. In April, the Department of Homeland Security said it would treat anti-Semitic content on social media, as well as physical harassment of Jewish individuals, as potential grounds to deny immigration benefits. The United States has scaled back its COVID-19 vaccination recommendations, even as a new variant surges abroad and appears at American airports. In a surprising move, U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced via social media that COVID-19 vaccines will no longer be routinely recommended for pregnant women and healthy children. This announcement bypasses the traditional process used by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Alongside FDA Commissioner Marty Makary and NIH Director Jay Bhattacharya, Kennedy said the CDC's immunization schedule has been updated, limiting COVID shots primarily to older adults and individuals at high risk for severe illness.
As of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule. Last year, the Biden administration urged healthy children to get yet another COVID shot despite the lack of any clinical data to support the repeat booster strategy in children.
That ends today. It's common sense and it's good science.
There's no evidence healthy kids need it today, and most countries have stopped recommending it for children.
Normally, such changes would be vetted and approved by the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, but that panel has not yet voted on this new guidance. Previously, the CDC recommended COVID-19 vaccination for everyone 6 months and older. Meanwhile, the CDC's airport surveillance program has detected multiple cases of a new variant, NB181, among international travelers. The variant has been linked to a sharp surge in COVID cases in China and is now being found in states including California, Washington, Virginia, and New York. Sequencing data from airport testing shows travelers arriving from countries such as Japan, South Korea, France, Spain, and China tested positive for the new strain between April 22nd and May 12th. Separate cases have also been confirmed in states like Ohio, Rhode Island, and Hawaii, with initial U.S. cases dating back to late March. Health officials are monitoring the variant closely as Hong Kong reports its highest COVID-19 hospitalization levels in over a year. A court in Germany has rejected a lawsuit brought by Peruvian farmer against German energy giant RWE in a long-awaited decision. Sal Luciano Luya has argued that the firm's global emissions contributed to the melting of glaciers in Peru, threatening his hometown of Huaraz with flooding. He was seeking 17,000 euros in compensation, money he said he would use to pay for a flood defense project to protect the city. However, the higher regional court in the German city of Hamm on Wednesday blocked the case from proceeding further and ruled out any appeals, putting an end to the 10-year legal battle. RWE said it was not active in Peru and questioned why it was signaled out. It also pointed its plans to phase out its coal-fired power plants and become carbon neutral by 2040. In the ruling today, judges deemed that the flood risk to the farmers' property was not high enough for the case to proceed. However, in what climate change groups has hailed as a win, they did say that energy companies could be held responsible for the costs caused by their carbon emissions. Finally, in sports, England have promoted Jamie Smith to open the batting in Harry Brook's first one-day international as full-time white ball captain. Smith will open alongside Ben Duckett against the West Indies on Thursday. Former captain Jos Buttler and all-rounders Jacob Bettel and Will Jacks return after the Indian Premier League. Smith, who usually bats at number 3, has never opened in List A cricket, but Brooke and coach Brendan McCullum believed he has the strength to succeed as an opener. Will Jacks, a regular opener, will bat at number 7, just behind Bettel. Fast bowlers Jamie Overton and Bryden Cars, known for their batting skills, are also in the lineup. Injuries have ruled out key pacers Jofra Archer, Mark Wood, and Gus Atkinson for this match. One of the 3 judges presiding over a negligence trial related to the death of Argentinian football player Diego Maradona has resigned, leaving the case's future uncertain. On Tuesday, Judge Julieta McIntosh announced she would recuse herself after reports emerged that she had participated in a documentary about Maradona's death and its aftermath. This is a judicial tragedy, Fernando Burlando, a lawyer for Maradona's eldest daughters, was reported as saying. Judges are largely forbidden from taking part in interviews and other public commentary while proceedings are ongoing. Since March 11th, McIntosh has been part of a 3-judge panel weighing the fate of 7 healthcare workers who tended to Maradona during his final days. The 7 have been charged with negligent homicide following Maradona's death by cardiac arrest in 2020 at the age of 60. It is a high-profile case that has stirred a great deal of scrutiny in Argentina. Maradona is a national hero, having led the national football squad to a World Cup victory in 1986. His performance in that year's World Cup tournament has since become the stuff of sporting legend. Even a foul he committed during the quarterfinal has been dubbed the hand of God, since it led to Argentinian victory over England, a rival with whom the country has an ongoing territorial dispute. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.